Meanwhile the new baptized, who yet remained at Jordan with the Baptist, and had seen him whom they heard so late expressly called Jesus Messiah, Son of God, declared, and on that high authority had believed, and with him talked, and with him lodged, Andrew and Simon, famous after known, with others, though in Holy Writ not named. Now missing him their joy so lately found and so abruptly gone, began to doubt, and doubted many days. And as the days increased their doubt. Sometimes they thought he might be only shown, and for a time caught up to God, as once Moses was in the mount, and missing long, and the great Thisbite, who on fiery wheels rode up to heaven, yet once again to come. Therefore, as those young prophets then with care sought lost Eliah, so in each place these nigh to Bethabara, in Jericho, the city of palms, Anon, and Salem old, Machaerus, and each town or city walled on this side the broad lake Gennesaret, or in Perea, but returned in vain. Then on the bank of Jordan by a creek, where winds with reeds and osiers whispering play, plain fishermen, no greater men them call, close in a cottage low together got, their unexpected loss and plaints outbreathed. Alas, from what high hope to what relapse unlooked for are we fallen? Our eyes beheld Messiah certainly now come, so long expected of our fathers. We have heard his words, his wisdom full of grace and truth. Now, for sure deliverance is at hand, the kingdom shall to Israel be restored. Thus we rejoiced. But soon our joy is turned into perplexity and new amaze. For whither is he gone? What accident hath rapt him from us? Will he now retire after appearance, and again prolong our expectation? God of Israel, send thy Messiah forth, the time is come. Behold the kings of the earth, how they oppress thy chosen. To what height their power unjust they have exalted, and behind them cast all fear of thee. Arise and vindicate thy glory, free thy people from their yoke. But let us wait. Thus far he hath performed, sent his anointed, and to us revealed him, by his great prophet pointed at and shown in public, and with him we have conversed. Let us be glad of this, and all our fears lay on his providence. He will not fail, nor will withdraw him now, nor will recall, mock us with his blessed sight, then snatch him hence. Soon we shall see our hope, our joy return. Thus they out of their plaints new hope resume, to find whom at the first they found unsought. But to his mother Mary, when she saw others return from baptism, not her son, nor left at Jordan tidings of him none, within her breast, though calm, her breast though pure, motherly cares and fears got head, and raised some troubled thoughts, which she in sighs thus clad. Oh, what avails me now, that honor high to have conceived of God, or that salute, hail, highly favored among women blessed, while I to sorrows am no less advanced, and fears as eminent above the lot of other women, by the birth I bore in such a season born when scarce a shed could be obtained to shelter him or me from the bleak air. A stable was our warmth, a manger his, yet soon enforced to fly thence into Egypt till the murderous king were dead who sought his life, and missing filled with infant blood the streets of Bethlehem. From Egypt home returned, in Nazareth hath been our dwelling many years, his life private, unactive, calm, contemplative, little suspicious to any king, but now full grown to man, acknowledged, as I hear, by John the Baptist, and in public shown, Son owned from heaven by his Father's voice. I looked for some great change. To honor? No, but trouble, as old Simeon plain foretold, that to the fall and rising he should be of many in Israel, and to a sign spoken against, that through my very soul a sword shall pierce. This is my favorite lot, my exaltation to afflictions high. Afflicted I may be, it seems, and blessed. I will not argue that, nor will repine. But where delays he now? Some great intent conceals him. When 12 years he scarce had seen, I lost him. But so found, as well I saw, he could not lose himself, but went about his father's business. What he meant, I mused, since understand much more his absence now, thus long to some great purpose he obscures. But I to wait with patience am inured. My heart hath been a storehouse long of things and sayings laid up, portending strange events. Thus Mary pondering oft, and oft to mind, recalling what remarkably had passed, since first her salutation heard, with thoughts meekly composed, awaited the fulfilling, the while her Son, tracing the desert wild, soul but with holiest meditations fed, into himself descended, and at once all his great work to come before him set, how to begin, how to accomplish best his end of being on earth and mission high, for Satan, with sly preface to return, had left him vacant, and with speed was gone up to the middle region of thick air, where all his potentates in council sat. There, without sign of boast or sign of joy, solicitous and blank, he thus began. Princes, heavens, antient suns, ethereal thrones, demonian spirits now, from the element each of his reign allotted, rightly are called, powers of fire, air, water, and earth beneath. So may we hold our place, and these mild seats, without new trouble. Such an enemy is risen to invade us, who no less threatens than our expulsion down to hell. I, as I undertook, and with the vote consenting in full frequence, was empowered, have found him, viewed him, tasted him, but find far other labor to be undergone. Then when I dealt with Adam first of men, though Adam by his wife's allurement fell, however to this man inferior far, if he be man by mother's side at least, with more than humane gifts from heaven adorned, perfections absolute, graces divine, and amplitude of mind to greatest deeds. Therefore I am returned, lest confidence of my success with Eve in paradise deceive ye to persuasion oversure of like succeeding here. I summon all rather to be in readiness, with hand or counsel to assist, lest I, who erst thought none my equal, now be overmatched. So spake the old serpent doubting, and from all with clamour was assured their utmost aid at his command, when from amidst them rose Belial, the dissolutest spirit that fell, the sensualist, and after Asmodai, the fleshliest incubus, and thus advised. Set women in his eye, and in his walk, among daughters of men the fairest found. Many are in each region passing fair, as the noon sky, more like to goddesses than mortal creatures, graceful and discreet, expert in amorous arts, enchanting tongues, persuasive virgin majesty, with mild and sweet allayed, yet terrible to approach, skilled to retire, and in retiring draw hearts after them, tangled in amorous nets. Such object hath the power to soften and tame severest temper, smooth the ruggedest brow, enerve, and with voluptuous hope dissolve, draw out with credulous desire, and lead at will the manliest, resolutest breast, as the magnetic hardest iron draws. Women, when nothing else beguiled the heart of wisest Solomon, and made him build and made him bow to the gods of his wives. To whom quick answer Satan thus returned, Belial, in much uneven scale thou weighest all others by thyself, because of old thou thyself dotest on womankind, admiring their shape, their colour and attractive grace, None are, thou think'st, but taken with such toys. Before the flood, thou with thy lusty crew, false-titled sons of God, roaming the earth, cast wanton eyes on the daughters of men, had coupled with them, and begot a race. Have we not seen, or by relation heard, in courts and regal chambers, how thou lurk'st in wood or grove by mossy fountain side, in valley or green meadow, to waylay some beauty rare? Callisto, Clymene, Daphne, or Semele, Antiopa, or Emimone, Syrinx, and many more. Too long then layest thy scapes on names adored, Apollo, Neptune, Jupiter, or Pan, Satyr, or Faun, or Sylvan. But these haunts delight not all. Among the sons of men, how many have with a smile made small account of beauty and her lures, easily scorned, all her assaults on worthier things intent. Remember that Peleian conqueror, a youth, how all the beauties of the East he slightly viewed, and slightly overpassed. How he, surnamed of Africa, dismissed in his prime youth the fair Iberian maid. For Solomon he lived at ease, and full of honor, wealth, high fare, aimed not beyond higher design than to enjoy his state. Thence to the bait of women lay exposed. But he whom we attempt is wiser far than Solomon, of more exalted mind, made and set wholly on the accomplishment of greatest things. What woman will you find, though of this age the wonder and the fame, on whom his leisure will vouchsafe an eye of fond desire? Or should she confident, as sitting queen adored on beauty's throne, descend with all her winning charms begirt to enamour, as the zone of Venus once wrought that effect on Jove, so fables tell? How would one look from his majestic brow, seated as on the top of virtue's hill, discountenance her despised, and put to rout all her array, her female pride deject, or turn to reverent awe? For beauty stands in the admiration only of weak minds, led captive, cease to admire, and all her plumes fall flat and shrink into a trivial toy. At every sudden slighting, quite abashed. Therefore with manlier objects we must try his constancy, with such as have more show of worth, of honor, glory, and popular praise, rocks whereon greatest men have oftest wrecked, or that which only seems to satisfy lawful desires of nature, not beyond. And now I know he hungers where no food is to be found, in the wide wilderness. The rest commit to me. I shall let pass no advantage, and his strength as oft assay.